Good evening, this is Sandrine for Channeling the Light. And as usual, we're just going to wait a couple of minutes for people to jump on board, and then I'll start talking about what we're going to do tonight, and then we'll get started. Hi, Wayne. Can you hear me well? Good evening. Oh, wonderful. So this time I've switched to the other mic, so we'll see if it picks up the music a little bit better when it starts. We'll just wait a little bit longer, because I know a few people wanted to attend live, so we'll just wait a little bit. So I'm just gonna just quickly introduce the topic, and I guess the guest of honor. Tonight we're working with Kuan Yin, as we've entered the new phase of the moon and we've entered the new moon. We'll be working with the goddess of compassion. So we will be receiving live energy from the goddess of compassion. And yeah, it's a really lovely, well, compassionate energy, as you can kind of guess by, the title of the person who's the deity who's helping us tonight. And I think tonight it's a good day to channel this type of energy, if only with all the horrific events that have been taking place in the Middle East. So I think we're in sore need of compassion. So tonight will be a good night for that. And so you may, for those of you who've attended the previous transmission, you may be wondering how come we're going from Mother Mary to Kuan Yin. It seems to be a little bit opposite. And I guess I'm working with 4 main female archetypes that I think about them as female archetypes. You could think about them as deity or goddesses or saints, or I guess there's a number of labels that could be appropriately applied. And please don't take offense. This is just how I experience it. And from what I've experienced for the last few years, each of these deity or female archetype are more prominent with a certain phase of the moon. So for the full moon, we will be channeling the Celtic goddess Brigitte. For the last quarter of the moon, because the moon travels counterclockwise. So it goes full moon, last quarter, new moon, and first quarter. So the full moon is Brigitte. The last quarter is Mother Mary. So that's the last week. So it's about for 7 to 8 days each. Hi, Blair. And the new moon is Kuan Yin. And the first quarter is what I call the original shaman or the original mother. And you could equate her to Gaia. She's very earth-based. So for this, with the new moon, the energies of the new moon is air. And you'll see that the practice that we're doing is also slightly shifting. The practice with Mother Mary was centered mostly in the heart and the upper chakras. So the practice was really focused on connecting to the heart and to the upper realms. So connecting allowing your heart to reconnect to the divine. When we switch to Kuan Yin, the focus becomes more um, across. So it's your heart, and then we're going to start grounding some of this practice. And it's more about opening the heart because it's more compassion based. And because of that, but also because of the position of the moon, the way that the energy moves through the cycle is slightly different. So with Kuan Yin, we're starting to ground the practice. So going from being the bridge with the Celtic goddess with Brigitte, and to Mother Mary, who's focused in the heart and connecting to the heavens, and then to Kuan Yin, who's about compassion, but also self-compassion. So loving yourself and extending that love out. That's what I meant by um, it's a heart focused, a heart centered practice, but it's going more. It's more horizontal than it was vertical before, and with some grounding too. In a few days, we'll have Blair coming over, and he'll be walking us through what some mindfulness meditation practice look and feel like, because that's in the next 7 to 8 days. Um, a lot of the practice that we're going to be doing is centered around mindfulness and meditation to help ground that sense of love that you've been receiving from the divine, to ground it in your heart, but also grounded, literally grounded, so that you can keep it for yourself to help develop that sense of self-compassion and share it with the world, because you need to be self-compassionate before you can share it with the rest of the world. And the last when we're going to get to the last, with the first quarter with the original mother, it shifts to almost purely earth based type of practices, and that's really to ground all these energy that we've been receiving and to ground it in the earth and to share it with the earth, with the focus being healing the planet. So this whole practice that I've been following, in which, by the way, I didn't come up with, I'm following guidance, and this has been coming a little bit at a time over the past few years. It's been fairly difficult for me to make sense of it because I wasn't originally drawn or interested in any of it, but the guides have really they've shown me what and how they wanted me to apply it in my life, and now it's at the point where I need to share it with people. I'm just being encouraged to share it, and this is why I'm offering this on YouTube, because it's on Facebook, because it's really the easiest way to do it and to reach as many people as bloody possible. So tonight we'll be doing a transmission with Kuan Yin. We're going to start with, like we usually do, with a few breathing exercise, and it's simply because as we receive energy from above, tonight we'll mostly be receiving it from above. The energy that we receive is almost palpable, and it dissolves some of the blockages that you may have inside of you. So if you have fear, if you have tensions, all of that will be dissolved by the energy that we receive. And sometimes it feels a little bit uncomfortable. So it's really helpful to breathe properly as we receive these energies, because the breath will help you not only ground the energy you receive, but also clear your system as you receive these energies. And the formats change to be the same usually, but once I'm connected to source, and to the energy that we're channeling on a particular event, I just follow instructions. So I tend to fly by the seam of my pants an awful lot, and it changes as depending on who's attending in what the people in attendance need. So I basically just follow instructions. So we will start with just a few breathing exercise, just so that when I narrate the energy that we're receiving and I ask you to breathe, you know how to do it. So there's two types of breath that I would like to practice. One is what I call the pointed breath. So you would imagine we're working with chakras quite a bit. So I will call the chakras by numbers usually. So the first chakras is right between your hip bone, just right above your pubic bone. The second chakra is about an inch below your belly button. The third chakra is at the solar plexus. The fourth chakra is at the heart. Fifth is at the throat. Sixth is in the middle of your forehead at the third eye. And the seventh is at the top of your head at the crown. So we will, if I ask you to take a nice breath or a pointed breath at the heart, you would imagine breathing in through your heart. So big in and then big out. And that moves the energy that's in the heart. So right now there are some people that are a little bit anxious. There's some anxiety in the throat, so just some tensions. And this is how I feel and monitor what's going on the call. I can feel people's not specifics, but just sensations. So if you feel, for example, if there's some anxiety, I don't know if it's anxiety or if it's excitement, Wayne, or if it's something else. But I can feel the tightness in specific spots. And if it's tight, it's difficult for the energy we receive to move through us, which is the goal. So we're going to start with a very big breath at the heart. So big in and big out. And we'll take another one at the throat. So in through your nose and out through your mouth. And the other type of breathing that I would like to practice is what I call a column breath. So you would imagine taking a breath from, let's say, your first chakra, and then drawing the breath up all the way to the top of your head, or as high as it can go, and then we would look slightly up and blow it up, and that's to help bring energy up to wherever, and then blow it up. So we're going to try just with this one. So I'm going to take a nice deep breath from the first chakra up. So you can look down if you want. And as you breathe in, start looking up. So breathe in and out. And that helps the air move this way and out. And that helps bring energy from the earth up and out. And when we bring energy down, we do it the other way. So we will imagine that we breathe from the top of our heads. So we're going to do that again. So in this time, you're going to look just slightly up, and you imagine you breathing through the top of your head. So in through your nose and out looking down. And that helps the air move down and that's why I call it a column breath, because it moves through the column. All right. So I'm going to put on some music, and then you can tell me if you can hear it or not. Hopefully we can hear it better than usual and it doesn't distort as badly. And then we'll get started. All right, so just let me know if you can hear the music, if a little bit or at all, and if it's distorting or not, if it's too loud, if it's not loud enough. Okay, good. Is it a proper level, or do I need to turn it down? Wayne just says that he can hear it really well. It's a bit loud for me. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna connect to the creator of all that is. So I will do that by myself silently for a few seconds, and then as soon as I'm connected, we will call the goddess Kuan Yin in with us, and then I will explain what happened as it happens. So in order for you to just be ready for this, sit down or lay down comfortably with, I'm sitting on a bench, on a meditation bench. It's just the easiest way for me to do it. Try to sit with your hands on your lap if you can. Just try not to cross your hands or your legs. It's just to help the flow of energy to move nicely through you. Also, if you lay down, grab a blanket. You may get cold. You feel free to have a glass of water handy. We tend to get parched because we're moving some live energy through us. It's almost like moving electricity, and so it really helps to be hydrated. You'll notice that once I start channeling, the pitch of my voice might change, or the rate at which I speak. Sometimes I use different words, and that's just the way it is. So I'm just going to start connecting. Make yourself comfortable, and then we'll get started. Okay, so we're going to take just a nice deep breath through the heart. So big in through the heart, in through your nose, out through your mouth. And close your eyes. And I've just requested that the goddess Kuan Yin may join us. You may start to see, feel, hear, or sense her presence. She is in the room by your side. And I will just await instructions to see what she wants us to work on. Alright, so I was told that we need to ground. So we're going to start with a grounding exercise, you can call it. So we will start, it's something that I learned from a lady online, Sonia Grace. It's a beautiful practice that works really well for this particular work. Alright, so we're just going to be dropping each chakra at a time, and it's getting hard to talk, so I'm going to walk you through it as they drop. So the first chakra, just imagine that a big cone of light, just like one of the pylons on construction sites, on construction roads. It's like a big triangle, with the top of the triangle being at your first chakra, the base dropping deep inside the earth. So the first chakra is going to drop. So it's moving down the point at your first chakra, and the base of the cone going deep inside the earth, and the energy from the first chakra settling down deep inside the earth. And the second chakra is starting to drop. It's the same pylon, so it's another pylon that's going on top of the first one, with the point being a little bit below your belly button, and the base going on top of the first chakra and deep inside the earth. And the energy that's at second is also starting to settle in the earth, unloading and releasing anything you do not need, any foreign energy, meaning any energy that you're holding on to but that does not belong to you. Third chakra is going to start dropping. It's the one that's at the solar plexus. It's another cone, So it's another pylon that's dropping on top of second and on top of first. And again, the energy from third is going to start draining through second, through first, deep inside the earth, releasing anything you don't need, anything that no longer supports you, anything that holds you back, across every direction of space and time. Go and take a nice deep breath, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Begin. Big out. And as we breathe together, as a unit, we're helping each other release the blockages that are holding us back. We're all connected in this. We're connected to each other, we're connected to the planet through grounding, and we're connected to the goddess through her goodwill and presence. Okay, so the heart is going to start dropping. The heart is a tube about this big of it, a tube that drops inside third, inside second, inside first, and deep inside the earth. So big in breath at the heart. Begin through the nose, out through your mouth. And again, all the extra energy, anything that is holding you back, is settling in the earth. It's just grounding, moving through the third chakra and the second chakra and the first chakra, and settling down deep inside the earth. Allowing this energy to be recycled in a way, but also to be transmuted. Now the throat chakra is going to start grounding, so it's just imagine a smaller tube that's going to drop inside the heart, so inside the tube that's in the heart, and inside the pylon that's on 3, and second and first, and deep inside the earth. Same thing, it's going to just drain. Big breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. It's just going to drain any extra energy that you may be holding in the front or the back of your neck. It's dissolving any cord of attachment that you may have there as well. Any anger, any resentment, anything that's held in the throat is now being dissolved and grounded. So all of it is just being dissolved, and it's just going down the tube and grounding through each of the chakras and going deep inside the earth, where it's being cleansed and transmuted into pure light. And it might seem change. It might seem strange that heavy energy that we're releasing from ourselves and grounding could be transformed into light. But just know that the earth has enormous healing capacities, and it transforms darkness into light all the time. We just don't realize it. And we also just throw so much at it that it's becoming harder and harder for it to do so. The third eye is going to start dropping. It's a smaller straw that's going to go through your throat, through your heart, through third, through second, through first, deep inside the earth. Big breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Any blocks, any misconception, any biases, all of those are simply lower thought forms, and they're all being dissolved and grounded deep inside the earth. Now the crown is opening, and the crown is opening like a flower. For some of you it will go clockwise, some of you will go counterclockwise, and it opens just like a blooming, a blossoming flower. And once it's open, there's a small straw that's going to go through your third eye, through your throat, through your heart, through your third, second, and first, and ground. So it's starting to drop, and it's dropping through the third eye, through the throat, through the heart. Big breath, big in, through the nose, up through the mouth. It's going through third, and second, first, and deep inside the earth. We're going to just stay here for a little bit and breathe together as we allow all this extra energy to be grounded. We're going to take another big breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Begin. Big out. Now it's okay to feel something as we're doing this. It's okay to feel nothing. You will feel exactly what you're meant to feel in this moment. Some of you might sense things inside their body, sensations, like tingling, pressure, release of pressure. Some of you might be able to hear some noise. It can be ringing, it can be words, often spoken in what seems to be your own voice, but with a slight different tone or words that you wouldn't use. You may be able to see pictures, get impressions, and all of it is normal. And again, it's normal if you can't feel, see, hear, sense nothing, and it won't affect the outcome. And the outcome being that you are receiving healing energy, and that it will help you in exactly the way that you need in this moment. So another big breath in through your nose, out through the mouth. We're going to start receiving energy coming from what I call the top of the pillars. I sense 5 chakras on top of the 7s that we already have. And so when I feel the energy coming down, I count down from 12 to 7, which is your crown. So it's going to start. It's coming down 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, and it's starting to come through the crown. And I'm going to narrate as it goes down your body. I can feel it like water level dropping through the body and just all the way down to the hips and then grounding in the earth. So I will narrate as I feel it come down, and I will ask you to breathe, and we will breathe as a unit to help the energy go through us. So it's at the third eye. We're going to take a nice deep breath in through, so that's a pointed breath. So big breath through your third eye if you can. If not, through your nose. Begin. Big out. Some of you are starting to feel some energy and are being a bit anxious about it. And there's nothing to be afraid of. You're working with the goddess of compassion, so you're in good hands. There's nothing but goodness that's going to come out of this, so just relax. You're capable of receiving it, but you also, it's your birthright. Receiving these energies is your birthright. We are all connected to the divine. You just forgot. And this is just a nice way to remind you that this is your birthright. So just enjoy it for tonight. Just forget about any fear or worries you may have about not being worthy, and just receive this gift. Open your eyes, open your third eyes to the gifts that you are being gifted, and just enjoy them. You'll have plenty of time to wonder what happened later. For now, let's just go with it. So another big breath in through third eye, out through your mouth. And the level is dropping. It's at the bridge of the nose. And it's starting to work at the palate. The palate is one of the minor chakras, that starts to activate when we work with our guidance. And that's the chakra that enables us or forces us, however you want to look at it, to speak our truth. And it's a beautiful chakra to have awakened, and it's also a huge pain in the butt because you can't lie anymore. So we'll take a nice deep breath in through the nose, out through your mouth, and the level is dropping. It's almost at the base of the throat, and it's starting to clear any blockages that you may have in your throat, in the back and in the front, all around. It's just clearing ways. And this energy will help you speak your truth. It will help you stand in your truth. And be compassionate for yourself, but also speak up when people are crossing the lines. And take a nice deep breath. We're going to take a pointed breath in through your throat and out. And you can just imagine that you're breathing through your throat. If you can't, you can breathe through your nostrils and out through your mouth. As long as you're intending to breathe through your throat, it will work the same way. And as we're doing it all together, and I'm connected to all of you, I can help you move that energy anyway. So either way, we're good. The energy level is at the shoulders. It's doing quite a bit of work in the shoulders and between the shoulder blades, at the top between the shoulder blades. So we're going to take a nice deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. And it's doing still more work, and it's about the shoulders. We hold a lot of pressure there, a lot of tension, a lot of stress. So we're going to do a big shrug. So you're going to bring your shoulders under your ears, just like that. Just shrug. And release. Roll your shoulders back if you have to. And it's just helping release that tension that we hold throughout the day. So we're going to take another big breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. And the energy is almost at the heart. And it's going to start, you're going to start feeling it moving in your heart. It's going to start moving clockwise, and it's just moving and it's expanding. So it's just filling your entire chest cavity, back and front. And as it's doing this, it's dissolving any tension that you may have, whether they are muscular tension or fears, doubts. We're going to take a nice deep breath through the heart. Big in, big out. And the goddess is stepping towards you, and she's placing a hand on your shoulder, just in the middle of your chest, on your heart. And just pay attention to how you feel for the next few seconds. Now take a nice big breath at the heart. Big in, big out. Again, it's okay to feel something. It's okay to feel nothing. Just go with it. She's now placing her other hand in her back, filling us with her grace and her love, expanding our hearts, dissolving our fears, cementing that notion of unconditional love into the very essence of your being. reminding you that you are sacred. You are a gift to the world. Big breath at the heart, big in, big out. Feel free to stretch. If you need to move, stretch. It will just help release more of the tension. Another big breath at the heart. Big in, big out. It's okay to feel emotional. It's okay to feel nothing. Alright, the energy is going to start moving towards the lower heart. The lower heart is another minor chakra that activates when you work with your higher self. This is where your higher self resides. And so it's clearing that and it's just charging it with the energy of the goddess of compassion. And it's charging it so that you may be able to call upon her anytime you need. She's always there for you anytime you need. You only need to call. Big breath at the heart, big in, big out. And the energy is starting to move towards third, and it's going to start moving down now and grounding. Now, a lot of people feel tension or pressure at third, and that's because we hold a lot of memories and a lot of past resentment. A lot of the story is held at third. That's our teenage years, and God knows we all have some shenanigans that happen when we're teenagers, so that's where the leftovers is stored. And we can only release a little bit at a time as it's ready to be released. So I'm going to take a nice deep pointed breath at third. So big in through third, through your solar plexus, big in. Big out, looking down. And that's to encourage the energy to keep grounding. You may need to yawn. You may get cold. You may need to stretch. All of it is okay. It's just energy moving, that's all. We're going to take another deep breath at third. Big in, big out. And the energy is almost at second. It's slowly being grounded. And it's now offering love and guidance to our little kid, that little child between the age of 3 and 7. So we're going to take a nice deep breath at second, just right in the middle of your belly. So big in, big out. It's moving in the back and in the front, so feel free to move, readjust yourself if you need to. And just allow the goddess to step in and hold that little child. Just allow her to give your little kid a great big hug. Allow her to shower that little child with all the love, attention, care that you wish you would have had when you were that age. And even if you have a perfect childhood, we all have these 1 or 2 incidents where we wish we had more, and this is what she's giving you now. So just allow it to happen. I'm going to take a nice deep breath, just again a big belly breath, big in, big out. And with some nice energy movements, which is why I'm yawning. energy is moving towards first. There's a lot of tension that's held at first and in the hips. And some of it goes back as far as our birth, actually, because, well, being birthed is kind of traumatic, physically, um, emotionally, psychically. The whole experience is difficult. And so we hold a lot of memories there, unconscious memories. But these are memories of separations, and she is helping us release a lot of these memories so that we may remember that we are divine beings and that we are always connected to divine. We only need to allow ourselves to be connected. That's all we need to do. Just give yourself permission. Big breath out first, so right between your hip bones. Big in, big out. The energy is going to start moving towards the hips and then down the legs. To encourage it to do so, we're going to take some pillar breath. So we're going to take a nice deep breath in through your nose, looking just a little bit up, and out looking down. Long exhale. And the energy is at the top of the thighs, and it's going to move down your legs. Another big in, looking up slightly in through your nose, and out through your mouth, looking down. That's at mid-thighs, at the knees. It's going to start moving down your shin. So another big breath in through your nose, looking up a little bit, and out looking down. And it's moving towards the ankles and the sole of the feet, and it's going to ground. It's going to ground deep inside the earth. And it's going to travel really, really far inside the core of the planet, where it will meet the telluric current. And the telluric current is the current that animates the earth, the planet, our mother. And by gifting the planet the energy from above, we're also helping to replenish her own energy source. We're taking back our place as the bridge. We are bridges. We are, each and every one of us, we are a bridge between the heavenly realms and the planet that we are here to take care of. And we've forgotten all of that. But this is what this work is all about, is to help you find and reconnect that highest version of yourself, and allow it to reconnect to both the heavenly realm and earth, and allow you to take your place and become that highest version of yourself, and be of service to yourself, your family, the world. And together we will transform our personal experience, our families, our neighbors, our neighborhoods, and by extension the whole world. And I'm just waiting on instructions now. Big in through your nose, big out. And I'm just being told to wait, so we're just going to stay here, and we're going to take some nice, deep, slow breath. Just easy breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. And just pay attention to how you feel, what you feel, where you feel it. If you hear something, if you see something, another nice breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. the energy is going to start coming up from the earth as a final gift and to help us remember our connection. As this work we're doing with Kuan Yin is another form of bridging. Compassionate work is about allowing the energy and love we received from the upper realms, from heaven, and allow that to expand our heart so that we may take better care of ourselves and other people, but also the planet, so that we may show compassion to ourselves and everyone around us. At least for the next week or so. Big breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. And the energy is starting to come up through the bottom of your feet, so through the sole of your feet, and it's going to start coursing up our legs, and it's going to come through the chakras, starting from one all the way up to the top of the heads. So we're going to take some nice deep breath. This time we'll take some pillar breath from the bottom up. So you will start taking a nice inhale through your nose, looking down, big inhale, and out, looking up. And this helps the energy go up, pull it up your body. So it's already at the knees, so we're going to take another breath, looking down, big in, looking down, and then up. And exhale, looking up. And the energy is going to start entering first. As it's entering your first chakra, it will balance the energy there. So it will just restore that Goldilocks zone where it's neither too open nor too closed, just at the perfect aperture, so that you can go back into your life and be balanced and grounded. But as it's coming up our body, the earth is also gifting us with something. Each and every one of you will receive something that is unique to you, to what you need, and to what you're here to do, to accomplish. So we're going to take another nice deep breath, looking down, big in, big out, looking up. It's at second, moving fairly quickly towards third. Another nice breath, looking down, big in, big out, looking up. And it's at third, moving towards the lower heart. Again, it's okay to feel something, and it's okay to feel nothing. Allow this gift to take root in whichever form it's meant to be. Just allow it. Give yourself permission to be gifted with something bigger than yourself, bigger than this life, bigger than anything you could imagine. Just allow it to happen and see what happens. Big in through your nose, looking down. Big out, looking up. It's at the throat. It's readjusting and plugging some of the holes that we have in the back. When it did some of the cleaning, it left a little bit of gaps as it was grounding. So it's just filling up these gaps with grounding energy, so that you may feel refreshed, whole, and peaceful, and you may have a great night's sleep. Big in through your nose this time. Big out through your mouth. And the energy is moving up. And it's again at the palate, so we're going to take a nice deep breath, looking down through your nose and out, looking up a little bit. It's at the third eye. Some of you are being gifted with something at the third eye. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Allow it. Allow the seed of knowledge to take root in your third eye, and just allow it to grow at its own rhythm. Just don't try to control it. Let it be. Another deep breath through the nose, out through your mouth. And it's finishing at the crown. And the energy is going to start shooting up through the top of our heads. So if you imagine that your chakras create a pillar or a tube of energy, this energy comes up from the planet and out through your crown, and it showers down. And as it showers down, it will coat and plug and heal all the layers that make your auric fields. Seven layers to your auric fields, and each and every one of these layers is going to get just cleaned, polished, fixed up if it needs to, and that will ensure that you're protected, but also that you remain whole. Begin through, we're going to take big pillow breath to encourage it. So big in, looking down, and out, looking up. And the energy is coming out, and it's starting to shower down. It's about at ear levels, and it's just coating everything and fixing everything. Just coating each layer as it's going down. It's at shoulder level. I'm going to take another deep breath in through your nose, looking down, out through your mouth, looking up. And it's almost at elbow level. It's doing quite a bit of work in the back though, so we're just going to let it do that. Let it fill any cords of attachment that may be there. Just fill it with light and disconnect it at both ends in the highest and best way for all involved. Allowing these cords of attachment to dissolve and to be transmuted into pure light. Be any struggle, any conflict, be just transmuted into pure light and compassion. May you see a different aspect to these issues, so that you may be able to maybe deal with them in slightly a different way, in a way that will be beneficial for you and everyone around you. Big breath, looking down, big out, looking up. It's at elbow level, and it's going to keep going down until it reaches about a foot under your feet, and it's going to finish closing an egg-shaped kind of bubble around us. And it's at knees level, so we're going to take another big breath, looking down, big in, big out, and it's closing under our feet. So we're just going to stay here for a few seconds, just with a nice deep breath. Begin through your heart, just allowing realization to sink in a little bit, allowing all these gifts to settle into your cells, into your heart, into the very core of your being. Let them take seed, become real. Allow them to guide you, allowing them to show you a way out of the darkness into the light and towards the life, future that you really dream of, that you really want. Another big breath in through the heart. Big in, big out. right, and I'm just gonna give you a second to say your goodbyes. The goddess Kuan Yin is getting ready to ascend, so I'm just gonna take a few minutes to say my goodbyes, and I will let you do the same in whichever form you would like it to be, silently or aloud. All right. And whenever you're ready, you can take a nice big breath. Big in through your nose, big out through your mouth, and just shake it off a little bit. It's gonna take me a minute to see clearly here. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit, and I'll take any questions or comments that you may have. So if you have any questions, comment, anything, shoot. And there's a little bit of a delay, so it takes a few seconds for me to see what you're typing. So I'm just going to wait just to make sure that I'm not missing anything. You're welcome. Really saying thank you. No, yeah, it was really nice tonight. It's I can't take credit, but it was really nice. It always surprises me to hear the words that are coming out of my mouth when I do this. Yeah, no. Yeah, I can see. Yeah, it would be hard to type. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice and thick tonight. I think we needed it, so that's kind of great. And Blair, you doing okay? I didn't put you to sleep. All right, I'm just gonna wait a few more seconds just in case he's in the middle of typing. And then we're gonna call it the night. So thank you very much. Oh, it's good to hear. It's good to hear. And yeah, I'm glad that it helped. Yeah, it was pretty nice tonight. It has a different quality. Yeah, sometimes it's not always the same, but it was really nice tonight. So thank you very much for everyone who attended, but for everyone who also read the post and commented on the post and liked the post. If you want to, you can register to, I think there's a register button somewhere in that corner, I think. And if you click on that, you'll get notified every time a live session comes up, so that way you don't have to keep track of it. And also, thank you for all of you who will take the time to watch it later on, and just know that the energy that we share in a live event is present for people who are watching it afterwards. And it's not quite the same as attending a live event in the way that during a live event, if you're present, you receive what you need in that moment. If you watch it later on, you still receive something, because the energy is there during the call, but it's not quite the same. Attending it live has a bit more benefits, I guess, because we're breathing together and because we're setting all our intentions together at the same time. But really, I'm just grateful that that you're taking time out of your day to watch it. Period. And I really hope that that it's helpful. I hope that it helps you, have live a life that's more peaceful, more joyful. Um, that it helps your spiritual practice grow. And feel free to leave any comments or send me any email if you have questions or if you want to know more. And I wish you all a fantastic evening. And I'm gonna call it for the night. So thank you very much to everyone, and I'll see you again in a few days with Blair. Bye.